Good morning. Before we begin our ceremony, I would like to take a moment to thank some very special individuals in the audience. Would the parents of our graduates please stand? Thank you for trusting us with your children. They are amazing young men and women. In addition, could I have the grandparents please stand? There's no love like the love of a grandparent. Thank you for joining us. I would also could all the men and women who have served in our armed forces and served our country, past and present, please stand so that your sacrifice for us can be recognized. Now I'd like to ask for your cooperation in honoring our graduates. During the ceremony, you should refrain from any disruptive outburst. I realize you wish to celebrate and show your support of your child, but your mere presence here today shows your love and support. There will be time to cheer for your student, but please observe the decorum of this occasion and refrain from outbursts which might interfere with the broadcast or another parent or grandparent from hearing their loved one's name being called. Will you please rise for the entering of the graduates? Please remain standing for our national anthem and the presenting of our colors. You may be seated.
Good morning. My name is Destiny Stone, and I want to welcome you to the 11th commencement ceremony of the Middle College at Austin Peay State University. We are so pleased that you could be here with us today. We want to recognize our family, friends, and loved ones that have joined us in this ceremony. We would also like to take time to thank our military service members for your continual support of the freedoms we hold so dear in America. Before we begin our program today, I'd like to take a moment to introduce some very special guests who have joined us this morning. Austin Peay faculty, Dr. Alyssa White, President of Austin Peay State University. Dr. Rex Gandy, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Our CMCSS board members, Margaret Pace, Chairman, Jimmy Garland, Carol Berry, Director of Schools, Mr. Millard House II, the Chief Academic Officer for CMCSS, Dr. Sean Impiertris, the Director of High Schools, Dr. Jean Luna, the Director of Accountability, Dr. Kimmy Saharsky, our Principal, Ms. Melissa Champion Emerson, our school counselor, Ms. Heather Mendoza, and of course, the faculty and staff of Middle College, Ms. Sabrina Burleson, Ms. Jody Carrier, Ms. Teresa Celesta, Ms. Cresta McGowan, and Ms. Susan Miner. On behalf of the graduating class, I would like to personally thank each of you for all you have done to contribute to this day. I'm amazed at the fact that I'm standing here speaking to each and every one of you. This is totally out of my element. However, I hope these short few minutes of me speaking will leave you here with a few things to ponder about the amazing opportunity we have all been given, attending the Middle College at Austin Peay State University. Throughout my time here, I have come across numerous situations that have tossed in my thoughts and abilities. These quote-unquote tests have made me a stronger person emotionally and academically, and I'm very appreciative of what the school has brought me. As we all go our separate ways, always believe you are capable of what you set your mind to, despite any obstacles. Every single step, every single lesson I have learned from my peers, teachers, colleagues, and family members have helped shape me into who I am today. So I encourage each and every one of you, no matter what, be true to who you are. Welcome the class of 2019.
Good morning, everyone. I don't know about you, but I'm probably going to wake up tomorrow morning with the odd feeling that I've forgotten to do some very important homework. Who would have thought the year 2019 would have moved so fast and that we'd be receiving our diplomas as high school graduates? Some days, I still feel like a junior, and other days, my mom is telling me to use my words because I'm really only 5 years old. But for those of you who don't know me, my name is Abigail Honbarger. Most of you out here probably remember me as the kid who sat in the back of the class and never said anything. That's because when I came to Middle College, I was terrified. I stayed at the back of the orientation tour group and tried not to make eye contact with anyone scary looking, which I decided was everyone. And in the days following, the buildings on campus seemed to move every time I tried to find them. But now, 2 years later, I can say that I've actually been leading tours around campus, helping new students find their classes and getting to know them. For me, it's hard to pinpoint exactly how that happened, but I know it started with the environment of Middle College. It was the ability to take a breath between my classes, to eat lunch in a different place every day, and to not have to traverse the halls of a traditional high school. When I was given more freedom, I found myself. I didn't feel like I had to hide or shy away from my peers. I made friends. As I look out at all of you, I know I'm not the only one who's been shaped by this experience. We are individuals who've braced adversity over and over, who've spent countless hours and sleepless nights juggling school and work, who have built relationships with our peers, and who have hope for tomorrow. We are a class who knows how to take the initiative, how to be responsible, and how to manage our time. We are also a class who knows how to smile, how to make friends. I don't think I'll ever forget the smell of ramen and macaroni and cheese floating out of the Marks Lounge, or forgetting my umbrella on the rainiest day of the year. But what I want to remember most about my time here is how I've grown. The person I become is so much stronger, more outspoken, and more peaceful than the person I was when I came here. So you can take it from me. Some people really do change. Each of us takes our own journey, and we'll continue to take it after we leave here today. So don't be afraid to step out, speak up, and grow into yourself. We've come far, class of 2019. Let's keep going. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Isabel Seguin, and I'd like to tell you a bit about myself and my time at the Middle College at Austin Peay State University. It's not inaccurate to say that the first 15 years of my life were a bit stunted with saltines, soda, and sleep. My parents, deciding that this was not a healthy lifestyle, encouraged me to join a different program. I think they called it middle school. With an open campus, fully comped college classes, and a Chick-fil-A in the cafeteria, what else could a homebody like me ask for? So of course, when the deadline came around, I may have missed it. Yeah, that was my mistake. Thankfully, with some phone calls to the counselor's office, I managed to just sneak in my application, and 2 years ago, I walked into the faculty parking lot of the Marks Building, a new junior at Austin Peay State University. Regardless of why we took our first steps into Marks, only to hear the familiar screech of the first floor soda machine, we made Middle College our home. And regardless of what paths that we take once these doors open, Middle College is a part of us now, a shared space where we can look back and ask ourselves, what were we thinking? We speculate or theorize, but ultimately, each new experience brings with itself a sense of trepidation. We as a class stepped over this, and though we are few, we matter. Think Selma, Stonewall Inn, or the Seneca Falls Convention. Had it not been for the initiative of a few, people might not have rallied and demanded decisive action when they did, sparking movement that changed the course of American history. Of those who began the ripple effect, a handful of names are well known, but it's important to remember that the starters of any movement are normal people like you and like me, people that might sometimes procrastinate. Oh, that project isn't due for another 9 weeks? Well, let's spend 8 weeks thinking about the project and then 1 week panicking every night as we try to get it done. If you're shaking your head, students, you're lying. We don't like to be told this must be done by. It's a lot more satisfying to say that it can be done tomorrow, because tomorrow comes and then the next day and the next, and bam, we're here, we're graduating. Middle College provided the audition round for responsibility that we will carry for the rest of our lives. We were put in control of our education at a time when most adults thought that would result in a giant dumpster fire. But we're here, aren't we? I think we did okay. For many of us, Middle College was the school that saw many of our first tastes of the freedom and the real world. We got our licenses, we got jobs, we started to think about our future as less of a vague notion and more of a binder project. But that freedom came with, and you remember the phrase, responsibilities. A responsibility to ourselves, to our teachers, to be in class on time every day, to our coworkers to do our job well, and to ourselves to meet the standards that we set every time we step out of our house. If it weren't for the compassionate and patient Middle College faculty, I don't think I'd have made it through the first semester. Middle College was a test run of these new responsibilities, a practice round, and an invaluable one at that. Because now we enter a stage where we have to have the situational awareness, not only to organize ourselves, but to put our influence onto others. The platforms that we choose and the words that we speak reflect on our ability to manipulate our surroundings. We've demonstrated in Middle College that we can handle responsibility. I look at now on this crowd and see a group of capable, diverse students, no two with the same future ahead, and this proves to me that juniors given a hand in their education is not a mistake. I firmly believe that all the people present in this room are well equipped to handle the real world. In fact, I'm certain that if we all try, we can do more than just handle it. We can direct it. 2 years ago, I almost didn't turn in my application for middle college. I'm glad that I did. So please, remember middle college for what it was, our tutorial round. Leave friends, family, and mentors, but take the skills learned here and apply them wherever you go. I look forward to seeing each and every one of you succeed. Thank you.
Class of 2019. Our last 12 years have led up to this moment, and every one of us here will soon receive the bold title of graduate. We're practically adults now, and yeah, it's terrifying for everyone involved, but this is such a rich part of growing up. We can't forget to bite back the fear every now and then to really enjoy this. Now, I'm hoping most of the students here are at least familiar with me, but for those of you who aren't, hi, my name's Nahan, and now, for better or for worse, I've ended up on stage giving a graduation speech. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm disinterested in speaking here today, but when considering my final parting words for this class, it really dawned on me just how much I could say to such a vibrant group. My last 2 years at middle college flew past me in such a blur that I barely had the time to appreciate the positive impact it's had on me. In such a short time, I think it's safe to say we've all grown more than we ever could have bargained for. I feel like I've become such a different person to when I started that I often find myself shocked and confused at my own transformation. I still vividly remember my very first day at middle college. Walking with my tour group, I felt a little intimidated and apprehensive of the people around me and how large a college campus seemed in comparison to a single building high school. It's funny, because now as I look back, I never could have anticipated just how quickly those strange people would become my friends and just how much that large campus would feel like a second home to me. It would be easy for me to only focus on the good experiences we've had here, but I'm not going to neglect the fact that we've all faced some failures along the way. The addition of new responsibilities, heavy workloads, and navigating our new college environment were no easy tasks to be scoffed at. I often ask myself, how on earth did I manage the stress of high school and college combined and still find myself alive to show for it? The tried and true answer to this question is that every lesson I learn and every challenge I overcome becomes a part of me. And now, for this graduating class, middle college and the challenges we've faced here have become an undeniable piece in the tapestry of our life experience. The teachers, students, classes, and all the friends I made along the way have added so much to my life, and I hope their memory will stay with me long after I graduate. So class of 2019, what I see in us are boys and girls who have turned into men and women prepared for the challenges that adulthood brings. I see in us men and women open to new ideas, and I see in us men and women eager and ready to reach new heights. And finally, as our last year comes to a close, I have to say that I'm proud. I'm proud of myself, and I'm proud of all of you, because let nobody forget that we achieved this together. Thank you.
Every year since the founding of Middle College, it has been my tradition to use this moment to impart some final words. And in this same tradition, it also involves drawing these words of advice from a Dr. Seuss book. This year's book, Daisy Head Maisie, is actually a cautionary tale of the perils of young Maisie McGrew, who mysteriously sprouted a daisy from her head while sitting at her desk at school. The phenomena is followed by a lengthy and predictable scramble of adults rushing in to solve the problem. Even though the scholars vary on the meaning of this silly text, I drew my lesson from the actions of one of the characters who tried to fix Maisie's daisy problem by allowing it to simply wilt and die away. Her principal, Dr. Grum. However, the principal saw a most terrible sight. The daisy was dying, and that was all right, but that daisy was part of poor Maisie McGrew, and Maisie was starting to wilt away too. The principal was trying to solve what he deemed a problem of the daisy because he hadn't seen it before. He didn't understand it, and it made Maisie different. However, the daisy wasn't the actual problem, but a unique gift which only she had. Each of you have your own daisy. And I hope that the staff and I have watered your daisy and you display it proudly. As you go forth in this world, you protect your daisy and you water it because no one else is like you and no one else has been given your unique gift. At this time, I respectfully ask Mr. Millard House, Director of Schools for the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System, to please join me at the podium. Mr. House, I attest that the students before you have met all the graduation requirements set forth by the Tennessee Board of Education and the Clarksville-Montgomery County School System, and I proudly ask for your confirmation of the class.
On behalf of the Clarksville-Montgomery County School Board, it is my honor to confirm the class of 2019. Let's prepare for diplomas.
Nahan Fatima Abu Bakr. Diwa Amadzi. Kensley Marie Andrews. Kayla Marie Benson. Jeremy Joseph Blanchette. Ashlyn Paige Brewer. Cheyenne Renee Bryan. Samantha Annalise Butner. Caitlin Paige Clayman. Brian Javier Dimmons. Connor Hugh Dial. Ella Grace Fordham. Madison Page Forsyth. Jocelyn Stacy Garcia. Alex Dean Gerhart. Austin Lee Gill. Hope Danielle Hamilton. Michaela Jessica Hammonds. McKenna Ann Hanlon. Savannah Grace Harden. Madison Leanne Harris. Aaliyah Kathleen Hodges. Abigail Leora Onberger. Elena Marie Horn. Heather Mackenzie Jarman. Eden Ray Jeffers. Sarah Dong-hee Kang. Sherry Kim Kang. Sarah Grace Klosterman. Kaylee Brooke Levine. Dominic Austin Lane. Nevaeh Denise Leachman. Caleb Joseph Melendez. Kanona Evelyn Miller. Kiara Ashley Mitchell. Gabriella Allison Morin. Hannah Cecilia Moats. Kevin Dakota Murray. Michaela Marie Norton. Cassandra Marie Patterson. Tony Danielle Peacher. Ashley Nicole Pritchett. Richard Gabriel Quintero. Tamisha Kayshawn Ross. Isabel Elizabeth Seguin. James Edward Schaefer. Elizabeth Ann Marie Shangraw. Catherine Elizabeth Sheffield. Destiny Marie Stone. Darius Alexander Stubbs. Amaya Marie Saharsky. Seraphin Emmanuel Torres. Cheyenne Dakota Dawn Turner. Carly Renee Van Dalsum. Lizeth Vasquez Romero. Shay Taylor Wallace. Savannah Madison White. Emma Page Williams. Michael DeJohn Young. Vanya Elizabeth Zidell.
Hello, faculty, students, and guests. My name is Catherine Sheffield, and today is the last day that I can introduce myself to you as a senior at Middle College. My job today is to speak to my fellow graduates and their families as a type of farewell to our youth. However, this is slightly glorified, seeing that this is not the end, but a new beginning. At some point in the last 2 years, each one of us made a life-changing decision. By putting in an application to Middle College, we were not only making a commitment to a possible new school and a list of new responsibilities, we were making a new commitment to ourselves. With each step of the application process, between the letters of recommendation, the essays, the interviews, and the tests, we proved to ourselves over and over again that we wanted help. Not necessarily from someone else, but we wanted to help ourselves. We decided to make the decision to leave our traditional teenage life in high school behind in search of a higher education. We decided to become adults at the ripe age of 15 or 16. This was a major risk for us to take. We left a promising and secure plan behind on a risk, a hope that we would be walking into something better. Fortunately, and I hope all of you feel the same, it was the best decision I've made in my life. No matter how hard we struggled, no matter how many times we had an unforgettable breakdown over a class or a gut-wrenching fear of becoming a disgrace, every moment was worth it because we were done. We proved to ourselves and anyone who ever doubted us that we are not only some of the smartest, but some of the strongest and most capable people of our generation. To reference one of our favorite authors, Upton Sinclair, we've used every bit of ourselves, save our squeal. We've made it through our jungle, and we will be okay. I want to acknowledge that it's hard to feel safe and secure in this moment. We still feel like we're walking on eggshells, not wanting to lose our accomplishments. It doesn't feel real. Some of us might even question if we deserve these congratulations, because all we did was do what we were supposed to do, and some of us even more, pushing ourselves through the Fast Track Associates program. And to my fellow Fast Track graduates and all of my peers, we did it. We accomplished this for ourselves, and we made it. We can accept this day as a part of our growth and work towards the day when more congratulations will come to us, the day when we are able to genuinely congratulate ourselves. While this is likely the last time all of us will be gathered in a room together, I want to say thank you to everyone. To our faculty, who showed us that good grades have a significance outside of passing. They mean knowledge that could be appreciated for its charms rather than as a tool of survival. And to my peers, who I've grown closer to than I ever let myself be with anyone, all of you helped me develop as a person who strives to be better. I hope that we all have the courage to continue marching through our jungles, and we can reunite at the finish line in success.
Every step we take leads us a little closer to where we want to go. Every decision, every action, and every path we choose determines our future, so we have to strive to find the right path. Middle college is not a traditional way to go through high school, and I know that I had to give up sports and old friends, and I'm sure my fellow classmates had to give up things too. Despite having to change what I was accustomed to, I'm so thankful to have taken this opportunity to rise up and find myself. When I first arrived here at Middle College, it was strange. I didn't know what to expect. I remember being intimidated by the teachers and by the thought of being a college student, but soon I no longer felt that intimidation. My relationship with the teachers and staff grew, and I became more confident in myself. And by the end of junior year, when they introduced the Fast Track program, of which Catherine spoke of, it was a dream come true. Middle college is a blessing in itself, but the Fast Track program was even more of a blessing. For my fellow Fast Track peers, congratulations on completing a full associate's degree in only 18 months. The class load, the work hours, and the loss of summer, as well as the late nights, were worth our graduation we experienced together on May 4th with Austin Peay State University. And through this opportunity, I was able to find what I wanted to do with my life and have the support from many individuals. I was able to conduct research projects with my chemistry professor and present my research at different chemistry conferences in the state. If it weren't for Middle College, I would not have had the opportunity to expand on what I'm passionate about, and for that, I'm forever thankful. Maybe I'm only speaking for myself, but maybe others here can relate to what I'm saying. Middle college changed me as a person. Who I came in as last year is not the same person who is standing before you today. Growth is what Middle College strives for. Not just growth in our education, but growth as individuals. We are not treated as some student in a sea of students. We are connected, and it's those connections that make us different. The teachers and staff allow us to be ourselves, to find who we are and who we want to become. There were ups and downs over the last 2 years. I lost some friends, and I've gained some amazing new ones. There were dates, deadlines attacked, and I always had people who were willing to help me out. The opportunity I was given here, that we were given here, is a blessing. We're graduating. It's an accomplishment to stand before you all and say that we've survived. We've survived high school, we've survived the stress of college, but most importantly, we've survived finding ourselves. And that isn't the easiest task. But let's be honest here, we've had some pretty great people leading us these last 2 years. Congratulations, class of 2019.
We have come to the close of our graduation ceremony. I am sure when we all came to middle college, we just assumed that it'd be easier than a traditional school, and we would get an abundance of freedom. And while we did get an abundance of freedom, it wasn't the joyride we thought. We all learned that we would quickly have to buckle down and get our priorities right if we were going to succeed. Today, we are ready to go out into the world to embrace college careers or military service. Middle college has taught us how to balance school, work, and extracurriculars, how to be responsible and accountable, and most importantly, how to thrive in college. Even though it was hard, we were constantly motivated by our teachers and faculty to keep moving and keep trying because they knew we could overcome any obstacles. I'm sad our high school journey has come to an end, but I'm excited for the future. I wish the best for each and every one of you, and I urge you to follow your dreams, achieve big things, and be successful. The changing of our tassel now is not only a symbol of transition from seniors to graduates, it is symbolic of us moving closer to the rest of our lives. As we depart today, middle college's story ends and ours begins as adults. We will go our separate ways from Austin Peay State University or continue our journey here, but no matter the choice, what we gain here will always be a part of us, a middle college. Please stand with me as we count down together from 3 to 1 and change our tassels from the right to the left. 3, 2, 1. Congratulations, class of 2019. It is done.
I proudly introduce to you the graduated class of the Middle College at Austin Peay State University 2019. Congratulations.